That's fucking them days where you didn't get a break. Go on, Jan. Go on, get a drink. Boom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the ROKER RAPPORT PUBCAST in association with Sunderland Community Soup Kitchens. It's Michael Dunne here and we're back in the Hilton after seeing Sunderland do really a Sunderland and draw 2-2 from a position where we looked fairly comfortable in the first half. I'm joined by deflated Sam and Gary. Sam, how are you feeling? Stupid question, I know.
Not the best. We were trying to sum it up before we recorded and I couldn't do it then, so I don't know what this is going to sound like, but it wasn't the best end, was it?
Certainly not. And Gary, any better?
Just feel a bit sick, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
From such a high as well.
Oh, I know. So, obviously, first half, Sunderland, it was a great, fantastic performance. First half, I thought it was probably the best we played all season. Goals through Simms and Ross Stewart gave us a 2-0 lead going into half time. But before that, first only incident in the first half was an injury to Dan Ballard, Sam. It doesn't look good, does it? He went down and I saw from what I could see he was trying to stand up again and he couldn't.
You could tell how bad it was because it looked like we were trying to do whatever necessary to keep him on the pitch. We stood him up, he sat back down. But you could tell, couldn't you? And I think everyone was a bit gutted because without him and Simms, obviously it's literally the League One team, isn't it? Yeah. Albeit a very good one, an organised one. Ballard in the first two games showed his class and showed the step above that you need to play at this level. So just fingers crossed he's back for Wednesday, but I cannot see it. It didn't look good when he walked off.
I don't think it's going to be back for Wednesday at all. And Gary, obviously, a bit strange. He brings, I thought it was a bit strange, Luke O'Nien coming on in centre half. I don't know if it was got to do with the fact maybe he wanted sort of a right-footed defender sort of in the position, but especially when you have Bailey Wright and Elise on the bench, it seemed a bit strange to bring O'Nien on.
Very strange, if I'm honest, Mike. I thought Luke O'Nien's put in some shifts in League One at centre half, so there is that. He's got some experience there. But if I'm Bailey Wright and warming up and watching Luke O'Nien go on instead, I'm probably scratching my head there, particularly as I thought Wright had a good end to the season last year.
Yeah,
unless he probably didn't do himself any favours on Wednesday night. But I thought O'Nien did okay.
Did all right, yeah, he played all right. Well, the first half was probably the only positive side to talk about. And the first goal, I thought was actually really good play from Alex Pritchard, I think am I right in saying he got the ball in? And maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong there. And Ross Stewart, I think Ross Stewart had to save, or no, Dan Neil.
Dan Neil had the shot.
Sorry,
I thought it was in it, but it looked a good save, the initial save. And then Stewart tapped it in, and my instinct, I just looked at the linesman straight away. I thought, I'm not getting excited until I see he's got his flag down, but it was a good move overall, I think.
It was Pritchard came inside, didn't he?
I think Pritchard quickly flicked it onto Neil, who first time side-footed it, and it was a good save by the keeper, to be honest.
That's what Stewart's good at, isn't it, Gary, getting in the poacher's goal. And then obviously Simms for the second goal. Great move there as well. The came to Pritchard again. He sort of, I think he had tried to take a shot, defender blocked it and actually just fell to Simms. And what we saw last week he was good at is he wants to shoot whenever he gets sort of near outside the box or around the box. So
yeah, I thought it was a really good goal. I think the ball came long and Simms is either a brilliant first touch or a bad one.
Yeah.
It kind of laid off to Pritchard, who I thought then got murdered. You said he got blocked off. Maybe that's what it looked like. He got murdered there, and then Simms has finished it off.
Yeah.
Class, to be honest, but feels like ages.
I know.
Great,
to be honest, I've actually wiped out the first half after the last 10 minutes there. Let's just get to the shit that happened in the second half. I think the second half was sort of a non-event up until the 85th minute when the QPR free kick. Obviously, I think there was a counter-attack from QPR. We had a corner. And I think it was Gooch who took him down. It was the right thing to do in that situation, Sam. You had to take him out of it. But in fairness to the QPR guy, he finished it well.
Yeah, one thing I will say is it was, in my opinion, a foul on Cirkin going the other way just before the free kick. But obviously, it was definitely a free kick. Gooch, I think he got a shove. Yeah. Deserved probably because he took him out. But no, I think everyone in the ground, it felt dangerous, didn't it? Even though it was quite far out, and you felt Patterson was quite central. Everyone kind of around me, especially, just felt like this might go in, and you knew if this goes in, it's going to be awful, which it was, and it was actually somehow worse than what we imagined.
I don't know what you thought, Gary, but I just thought the whole second half, steadily we were getting more and more nervous. We were sitting back more and more. We sort of invited QPR into us. So, to be honest, I thought we were very, very average today. I wasn't impressed with them whatsoever. But as Sam said, there just became that inevitability, especially when that free kick went in. I said to my girlfriend beside me, I was like, they're going to score a second here because this is just what Sunderland do. We struggle with holding on to leads, don't we?
Oh, it's frustrating as hell because, as I say, I thought first half we knocked the ball around, controlled the game really, lots of energy. I can forgive them a bit because the energy levels went down, the intensity went down slightly in that second half. I didn't think QPR did a lot either. But like you said, until that 80th minute, it started coming at us a bit, and that free kick, you just knew it was going in. Like, there was a bit of a time delay. I don't know if someone was injured but you knew that was going in the top corner, and then we were in for a bit of hell for the last 10 minutes.
Less, but it felt like 10 minutes. I actually think it was less than that. But, and then, Sam, we'll come to you for the most depressing moment of the whole day. Corner for QPR. I think it cleared firstly by Anthony Patterson, which, to be honest, I think he should have caught it, really, if I'm honest. But then the ball comes back in. And I don't know if it's just a Sunderland thing, but when you see a keeper coming forward, you're like, it's just going to be against us, isn't it, that a keeper? And in fairness, it was a great header, but I think before that, Patterson really should have caught that ball.
To be honest, I saw him punch it and I saw him going through bodies. It's hard to tell because it's the other end of the ground to me. You'd like to think he'd catch it, but it was hard to tell. But it was like something out of a sitcom. You saw the ball go out and you knew he was crossing it back in. My dad next to me just went, "Is that their keeper?" And then suddenly bullet header past Patterson, and then at that point you're sort of gutted, but you're also a little bit embarrassed because the keeper scored against you. It's just
that's it. Yeah.
It's like
it just feels worse.
In the space of 5 minutes, you went from proud as punch to just really like you want to cover your own face and take your Sunderland top off, don't you? And then even after that, it got worse. But I'm sure you're going to go on to that with the miss. And
bizarrely, I was the opposite end of the ground, so I couldn't see it very well. But it seems that we, I think it was Embleton, you said, had a chance. The keeper saved it or hit the crossbar?
Stewart had the first save. I think Stewart flicked it on his left foot. The keeper made a good save, and then it fell to Embleton, and it looked, everyone was up next to it. It looked like he saved it with sort of the underside of his arm. It's bounced, hit the bar, then bounced, and then I don't know. I'll see 5 replays and still not be able to explain how it's not went in. So.
I we didn't deserve to win after that shit show for the last 10 minutes. That's my opinion. I just feel like you can't, if you let a team in with 2 goals as soft as that, Gary, like, I actually would have felt nearly more embarrassed by getting the win in the last second.
I don't know.
I take it, obviously, but I'm like, oh.
I feel like you realise you're a bit big again when QPR are celebrating like that's a win. Just
You're
mad at the final whistle.
We're a big team again. Yeah, so people like coming up to us, but I don't know where do you go from there, Sam? Going into Wednesday, I mean, Alex Neil's going to have to try to raise the troops again. We've lost Ballard now as well. I think it sort of shows that we need more signings because he was still sort of hesitant to bring people on in the second half. I know Roberts came on and actually I thought he played quite well.
He looked sharp, didn't he?
But he was slow to bring people on, and I think we definitely need some reinforcements, don't we?
Yeah, it's very unlikely we'll get them in before Wednesday, and even if we do, they're not going to be in the matchday squad, do you know what I mean? But I think like you said, Alex Neil's going to have to get them up for it, but they're all going to fail. If we fail like this, God knows what they're going to feel like. And Wednesday was going to be a really hard game anyway, so it could go the other way, and Alex Neil could say to them, look how we played. I know we sat back and setting off, but up until 80 minutes they did nothing, did they? No. Take the first half. We played like we did in the first half. We're going to go toe-to-toe with any team in the division, but it's like you say, we saw it against Coventry, and I think Coventry were a better team and played a lot better. I know QPR have a few injuries, but you can't go 1-0 up, 2-0 up against teams and do that, because in League One you're going to get away with it. Someone's keeper in League One isn't even going to go for the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Be 4 foot tall.
In this division, we're going to drop a lot of points if we invite pressure, because I think we're structurally very good at the back, but we haven't got the personnel in this division. Do you know what I mean? We're a League One team, so if you invite teams on, the class is going to come through, and Gokeres for Coventry's going to bend one in the bottom corner, or someone's going to smash a free kick in the top corner. So hopefully it's a good learning curve, and hopefully it gets it out the way, because we're only 3 games in. Do you know what I mean?
I think one thing, sort of based on what Sam's saying there, Gary, as well, is that we haven't actually played for a full 90 minutes. I mean, first half really good against Coventry, second half against Bristol really good, and probably the first half today, I wouldn't even say for a lot of the second half we were good. I sort of thought we were settling on the lead and sort of letting them onto us. But I think maybe that comes, we do need to get some more people in, as you said, because it is a lot of like a League One team.
Absolutely. I think, if anything, Wednesday night might have even been Alex Neil kind of crying out for a transfer budget, just showing that other half of the squad and saying, look, League One opposition, like, we should be doing better than that, and we need some players. But then on the other hand, I'm trying to see the positives and think, look, we've kind of made a promising start. We're unbeaten in the league. Obviously, I prefer it was 2 wins and a draw rather than 2 draws and a win, but there have been some positives. We just got to kind of, I don't know if it's a stamina thing, but we seem to start brightly, and I don't know, first halves have been good so far, and we just can't seem to just get our foot on the ball the second half and just keep controlling it. I get that the intensity will drop because we've just put in such a shift in that first half. But we've got to see these games through. Like,
I suppose it is a bit of a learning curve, and it is only our third game into the championship season. But Sam, just a quick one. Man of the match. I know it's hard to say now.
It is hard to say. I thought Simms looked good. Obviously, it's the first time I've seen him live, and I know we're touching on it earlier, but him and Stewart up front look like a handful because we're playing good football. But them two give you the option. I know a lot of the time in the first half, Gooch and Darnell on this right hand side were just sort of not aimlessly but curling it towards them, and I think that's how we got the second goal. So I think them two look good together. I thought Stewart played really well, especially in the second half when he was low on strike. He's so much more than just a goal scorer and a number 9, isn't he? He's like. Yeah. It's sort of like having a complete midfielder up front sometimes. So I'd say Stewart. It's hard to say at the minute because I'm just picturing their goal he scored.
Gary?
It's a tough one. I thought Pritchard was all over the place in the first half, as in brilliant, just winning the ball back, brilliant little turns, just creating space all the time. But obviously the second half he's kind of lost it a bit. I'm not Evan's biggest fan, but I thought he was also doing a lot of the unsung stuff. Yeah.
I thought he was really good.
There was even one point he flicked the ball over someone's head, and I was just like, who's that? But he's really close for me. I just thought he was in amongst everything, just really calm, level-headed on the ball. But I think I'm probably just going to do it to Stewart for the same reason Sam said, that he's just more than just that striker. Just I'm looking up 1 minute he's got a chance on goal. The next, I've looked up and he's defending our 18-yard box. He's phenomenal. So probably Stewart for me.
I'm just going to go for Evans just because you both said Stewart. But that's it from us. I think we need a beer after this. We're quite depressed and deflated. So I'm sure the lads will be back with a full review of that horror show in the last 10 minutes. But I suppose we didn't lose in the end, and we'll move on to Wednesday, and I'm sure we'll talk to you then. So leave it from us here.
Where am I going? I don't know. Where am I heading? I ain't certain. All I know is I am on my way.